Hello, my name is Devin Dominic Johnson. I am the Retirement Plans Relationship Manager at Polaris Advisors. Our firm serves as your employer-sponsored plan retirement advisors. Part of our role is offering educational services to help you save for your retirement and plan along the way. One of the most frequently asked questions that we hear from retirement plan participants is, how do I know if I'm on track to be able to retire on time? This is the million-dollar question. The good news is that your employer's retirement plan with Voya actually does have a feature that you can utilize on demand for free to see where you stand on your journey to retirement. And that's exactly what we are going to take a look at today. Today, we're going to provide a demonstration on how to utilize Voya's myOrangeMoney tool. The myOrangeMoney tool is an interactive educational experience through Voya to help you estimate certain retirement savings scenarios to help make sure that you're on track for the future that you envision. This tool is available when you access your Voya retirement plan account after you have enrolled in your employer-sponsored retirement plan or after your employer automatically enrolled you upon meeting eligibility requirements. So from here, you can actually access your Voya account again after you've enrolled, either on the participant website or the free mobile uh, Voya Retire app from the App Store. So you can actually go to the participant website to log in by scanning this QR code shown, or you can enter this URL. Or again, you can also download that Voya Retire mobile app from the App Store on any mobile device that you have. If you have trouble accessing your Voya account, and again, you have to be enrolled in order to utilize this tool, but please call Voya's customer service at 800-584-6001. And that is because Polaris Advisors is not equipped to be able to unlock or access your Voya participant account. So again, if you have any trouble accessing that Voya account, please get in touch with Voya customer service at 800-584-6001. So what we're going to do next is actually pop over to the demo site that I have loaded here for you. So if you have just scanned that QR code from the previous screen, I'll just go back to it. If you've scanned this QR code, or if you entered this browser in your URL, or even if you've downloaded the mobile app, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. If you have been here before, if you've already registered for your Voya account after you've been enrolled, you'll just enter in your username and password that you previously set up, or you'll select register now if you have not registered, and you'll go through the steps to create your username and password by following a few simple steps. But we're just going to go ahead and launch into the demo. Since our purpose today is to really dive into the myOrangeMoney tool to help you get a better picture of your retirement savings. So you can see your Voya account here. And then also, your net worth. Again, this is a demo account, so it looks like some outside accounts have already been linked. And when I say outside accounts, I mean, banks, outside IRAs, etc. But you can see this linking option by scrolling down and selecting Manage Linked Accounts. You can search for your institution, either in the box or the link below, or add an account manually. Just note that if you add an account manually, this asset will not update automatically since it's not actually linked to that institution, so that you would just need to remember to come back and do that. But The good news is that our Voya employer retirement savings account is linked automatically. And by the way, just under my accounts, you can see that our demo person here has some additional accounts with Voya. There's an HSA through the employer. It looks like there's another non-qualified savings plan and even a cash balance plan. Most likely you will see, just your employer savings plan. So you'll click on that and it will actually come up with a dashboard, I should say a summary of that account. To really get into the tool, we're actually going to navigate to go to account. We want to go to our employer's retirement savings plan account here today. Once you land in your Voya employer plan account, you're going to need to enter your age, your annual salary, and how you currently feel about your retirement in order to proceed. If you've just registered, if you've already done this, perhaps you've already entered this information. It's possible that when you registered for the first time, you selected find out later. But again, to utilize this tool, we're going to go ahead and enter this information now. So I'm going to enter in some salary information. And I'm going to tell Voya that I feel pretty confident about my retirement. And, let's see how I'm doing. So if you have a password save system, that will likely pop up here. Um, so what we're going to do next is, since you entered in some very basic information on that previous screen, it will sort of initially populate this My Orange Money tool. But we really want to take a deep dive. Um, and we want to see, all of the information that we can access, that we can enter here. And again, the My Orange Money tool is designed to give you a simple and actionable view of your retirement income. Whether your retirement is, inevitable here in the next 5 years, or, it's not going to be happening for another 40 years and you've got some more time to plan. But this dollar bill that you see here gives you a clear picture of your monthly income needs in retirement and also so your monthly income needs in retirement and then your current progress, toward that goal. Um, and then by moving some sliders, and we'll get into this in more detail here in a few minutes, but by moving sliders, you can see how your deferral election, which is the current amount that you are contributing to your retirement plan each pay period, um, the type of that contribution, so pre-tax, Roth, or any combination of the two, your retirement age, and then your investment allocation. So this is going to default to your current risk level that Voya has for you. So if you're in a Polaris model, this will default, to the model that you're in. Or if you're in a target date fund, this will select based on your target date fund. Or even if you've, created your own investment mix, it will default here for you. But all of these pieces impact your future retirement income. So you can just see in our example here, let's just pop in, 5% Roth contributions. That already makes a difference by entering, just that 5% Roth contribution feature. So let's let's go back and do that again. So we're already in our example, we're doing 3% pre-tax here, but we just want to let's just take a look and see what this looks like. Let's just look and see what this looks like if we add that Roth contribution. Let's just look. Just adding 5% Roth on top of that 3% pre-tax that we're already doing nearly closes that income gap. So, um, again, we're gonna get into this and look at all the nitty-gritty details, but it just goes to show how powerful this tool is. And again, you're just creating different scenarios here. You're not actually changing anything in your account just yet. We'll show you how to do that, but pretty powerful in the sense that by adjusting a few things, such as your contribution type, and the amount, even perhaps, the age that you want to retire, really can change, where you stand in terms of replacing your desired retirement income or I should say, your desired pre-retirement income in retirement. So this tool allows you to set a goal for your income needs, your future income needs in retirement, and then helps you track your current savings to replace that income need in retirement. So how much do we need? When do we want to retire? So we're going to actually enter in some personal information about ourselves, some assumptions under the About Me section. So underneath your dollar bill, select About Me. And this is going to, this is going to feed into estimating your retirement need. Obviously, your current income and that replacement goal are key points in estimating that future retirement need. So personal information, you'll enter your date of birth, you'll enter your gross annual income, the expected annual cost of living adjustment on that annual income, and then how much of this current income and my income here is set to $75,000 with the 3% cost of living adjustment year over year. But Voya defaults to 70% income replacement in retirement. We recommend updating this to 100%. We want to see this tool replacing. We want to see scenarios with 100% income replacement in retirement. Because who truly wants to live on less in retirement, right? Oftentimes we want more. We want to be able to, take trips, do things that we're not able to do during our working years. Next, we will enter in some information about our actual employer's retirement plan. You'll enter in the number of pays that you have per year. It looks like it defaults to 24. Most have, 26 pays per year, but you'll select the number of pays applicable to your employer. And then you can select to choose your employer matching contribution or not. It's possible that your employer does not have a match. You would select no. I would say, select yes. The Voya system is pre-populated with your employer's match or employer contribution. So select yes, just to give you, a better picture of, the current income that you would receive from both, your deferral contributions into your employer saving plan and then also, those employer contributions as well. So go ahead and select save once you're finished entering your personal information and then again that employer retirement plan information. And then once you enter that information, You can actually select view details under your dollar bill to see the various sources of your income and the gap. And we're going to kind of go into some of these pieces next, but you can see how all of these sources are feeding into income replacement and filling in your orange dollar bill. Since your employer-sponsored retirement plan, may not be the only source of your future retirement income, you can, and we encourage you to enter, other assets or accounts that you might have. So what you're going to do is from the orange drop-down menu up above, um, you're going to select Let's talk about other retirement savings and income. And I will say that it would be best to gather statements to assist you in this process. So if you have other IRAs, if you have, a pension, annuity, those pieces of information in your name, gather those statements and sort of have them with you, so that you can, more accurately, and efficiently, enter this information from yourself. So the first thing that pops up is a monthly pension income, as an example. If you're fortunate enough to have a pension, some pension income headed your way, you'll want to enter that monthly pension income amount. Everything that you see here is running from a monthly basis. So we'll just keep it at $100. Um, and then you might have some other income too, or maybe you don't have, monthly pension income, in which case you would select zero. But if you have some other income, and again, typically with the employer-sponsored retirement plan, there is some other income that folks have, whether it be an IRA. So an IRA would be under this other retirement account section. A balance that you have in an IRA or an account that you're actively contributing to, and you actually plan to use for your retirement income. So you're going to enter that current balance here, and then what you're adding to that account each year. Next is other future retirement income. Well, what does this mean? So this is estimated. What you're doing here is actually putting in a recurring income stream that you expect in retirement. So, that could be, from rental properties that you own, for example, or perhaps an annuity that you have. So any, stream of income, again, that monthly amount would go here. And then any future lump sum amount that you anticipate. This would be, like the sale of your home, primary home, or perhaps another property. You would enter in, that information here. And then once you're finished entering those items, you're just going to select Save to actually save those inputs. And again, as you add details about yourself and your savings, your future estimated monthly income will adjust, right? Based on that goal that you entered in the beginning. We entered 100% of our current annual salary with that 3% cost of living adjustment. So we're estimating needing $6,250 in retirement on a monthly basis. Well, look, we're almost there. We have a shortfall of about $300 a month that we need to try to solve for. So suddenly, by already just entering in some outside assets that we have, an IRA, again, that pension income, the eventual sale of a home, suddenly, we've closed that gap quite a bit. And again, if you need to update assumptions either now or later on, you're going to do that under the About Me section. So you can also utilize My Orange Money here to learn about how other items, affect your retirement, such as Social Security. So we'll actually head there next. Um, so let's talk about Social Security. We'll select that under the menu at the top. So you can use My Orange Money to include or exclude, projected Social Security retirement income from your calculations. It is totally up to you. We're just going to go through, keeping it here. So you can use the slider here to choose the age at which you plan to retire. You can choose the slider to choose the age at which you expect to start collecting Social Security benefits. So just a little bit about this. Normal retirement age is the age at which you can expect to receive your full Social Security benefit. So while you can start collecting benefits as early as age 62, those benefits in that case will be reduced compared to if you wait until your normal retirement age to collect. On the opposite side of that, if you start to collect benefits after your full retirement age is attained and up to age 70, you'll receive higher benefits because of, just additional earnings and credits for delaying the retirement. So here, just in our example, we're just going to delay and say that, okay, we're going to delay Social Security until age 70. Try to. You can punch it in if you're having trouble with your sliders. You can punch it in here. So as far as your estimated monthly Social Security amount, Voya does pop an estimate in here for you. However, you might be close to retirement, and it's possible that you actually have your own Social Security estimate. You would just pop in that estimate here that you have. Again, this is all monthly, and Voya will go ahead and save that for you. Um, if you need some help, if you're like, well, this is great, Voya, but let me see, actually, let me try to estimate. You can do that. Click the little question mark next to um, estimated monthly Social Security amount, and a calculator link will populate. And I have it opened already on another tab, but you can pop in some additional assumptions there to get an estimate yourself if you don't want to utilize Voya's estimate here for you. But if you make any changes here, it will actually, make changes back to those assumptions on the main page. But you can see here, we decided to delay our Social Security benefit until age 70. And Voya has identified for us that we get to keep an additional $356 dollars per month by waiting until age 70. Um, to receive those benefits, that we may receive that additional, $356 per month by waiting to age 70 to collect on those benefits. But again, you might decide that you don't want to include Social Security retirement income at all, and that's okay. This is just a tool for you to generate scenarios. So maybe you'd want to do it with it and without it. You're not changing anything fundamentally within your Voya account. This is just a tool that you can use in any way, shape, or form that you wish to create, different scenarios for yourself to just see where you stand under different circumstances. So the last item that we'll review today that does affect retirement income are our healthcare costs. So we're going to go ahead and select retirement healthcare. Let's talk about retirement healthcare. We're going to save our changes. Look, it prompted me to save changes before we moved on. Retirement healthcare. Um, so by making this selection, our sample dollar bill immediately changes to view um, our estimate or sorry, to estimating, your monthly healthcare expenses in retirement. So just based on the defaults, this is showing us, $587 of our monthly income, or 16% of our monthly income will be earmarked for medical expenses. So for Voya to more accurately determine your healthcare costs when you retire, you can use the slider here to go to the age again which you plan to retire, to review an estimate of those future healthcare expenses. And in general, healthcare related expenses will continue to grow as you get older. This tool here today is just assuming a retirement age of 65 or older. I think our other screen said 70, or sorry, said 67. So we could change it to, oh, it says 5-year increments. So we can actually change it to 70 or keep it at 65. And again, you can kind of play with this in different scenarios to see what's going to work best for you. Um, and then you'll select the state where you plan to retire. This is because healthcare costs can vary widely by state. So Voya's tool will estimate the local healthcare costs based on the state that you provide. So I'm just going to go ahead and select Pennsylvania because that's where we are located here at Polaris Advisors. And we're just going to select Save Changes. So I think because we increased that healthcare, we increased our age to 70, that increased our healthcare estimate to $764. So let's just back this to age 65. And here, you can see the healthcare estimate is $490 per month. But for the sake of our demo, let's just keep it at 70 for that higher amount. And again, we already reset that to Pennsylvania, so we'll go ahead and select Save Changes. So once we've taken the steps, entered most, if not all of the information that we could, um, you can go back now and further explore those sliders under your retirement savings. So let's go back and again talk and look at your retirement savings. So we still have, a difference. We've changed our assumptions a little bit. In the demo is telling us that we have a difference of about $2,500 that we need to solve for on a monthly basis. So what do we need to do here? Perhaps, we need to take a look at, increasing contributions slightly. Our total contributions here are at 8%. Perhaps we want to see what this looks like if we increase it to 10% or more. And again, what's nice about this feature is because we entered in our salary, Voya's tool is actually calculating what this means for us on a per pay basis. So, you're budgeting, right? Who isn't budgeting on a monthly or per pay basis? It's showing you exactly how much you're putting into this plan on a per pay period. And with a 10% deferral rate between Roth and pre-tax, that means about $300 for us on a per pay basis in this example. And again, we can adjust that here, right? If we're comfortable or not with that. But let's just say we're comfortable with that. Well, what else can we adjust? We can adjust our retirement age. We might not want to, but let's just see what that looks like, right? So it's currently set at retiring at age 67. What if we adjust this slightly to age 70 and look what that does? Look what that does. That that shows that we are on track. Actually, we're surpassing our monthly income replacement in retirement. Again, just by, adding in some additional Roth contributions on a per pay basis and increasing that retirement age slightly. So if you like what you see here, if you do, Voya makes this very, very convenient for you. You can go here and select Make Changes Now. And the only thing that we adjusted here was that retirement age, which should feed back into the About Me section. But also we increased that Roth deferral contribution to 7%. So if we want Voya to make that change, you can go ahead and select Make Change Now. And then let's do it. And then you'll always from Voya receive a confirmation screen. It doesn't go through until you select submit. Go ahead and select submit, and there's your confirmation on that change that we made. If you went through that process and you didn't want to keep it at the 7%, maybe that's a little bit too steep to start with, go ahead and select reset. And it will reset to where you started, and then maybe you can plug in an additional scenario for yourself. But either way, you're not really locked in unless you tell Voya to make, changes to your investment allocations or, your deferral elections here on this screen. Just a great tool to be able to see, if you are on track to replace your pre-retirement income in retirement. What else do we see here quickly as we end our demo here for today? What else do we see here? I want professional management. Um, so this is indicative of Voya's paid services. Polaris offers help and support without an additional fee. At the end of our demo, I'll show you how to schedule an on-demand meeting with our team to help review, your elections with you. Again, this is Voya's paid service. Just kind of scrolling down here beneath our dollar bill a little bit further. Watch a video just made just for you. Well, what is this? This is a 1-minute video. I would encourage you to watch it. It's actually really great. It's a 1-minute graphical interpretation of the information that you've input into your various dollar bill menus that we just went through. And it really, at the end of the day, just challenges you to think about, the lifestyle that you want versus the lifestyle that your retirement savings currently and what you've outlined will allow for yourself. Um, maybe you want to see where you stand, financially on in terms of your financial health. Voya has some great tools built into their record keeping system. Again, all free, all on demand. If you want to see where you stand financially, you can select the Start Here link, and an assessment will pop up. And it's about 15 questions. It only takes a few minutes. And at the end, it actually populates a personalized dashboard with action steps that you can take to help improve, your current financial situation, based on the assessment that you just completed. Again, that assessment is just 15 questions. And then below the financial wellness assessment, there's a resource center. Again, all on demand here. So there's, a life stage guidance. So you can see where you are, perhaps, nearing retirement or early career. There are other topics. So, perhaps you have a specific, financial topic in mind that you want to explore. And then other just tools and calculators to help you. Really, the sky here is the limit in terms of, what you can do, and what you can solve for in Voya. And again, it's all free. It's all on demand. As a reminder, Polaris does maintain a microsite for your employer-sponsored retirement plan. What you see here is a demo, but you know, contact your employer, your HR team, your manager, to obtain your company's flyer that will take you to your company's employer enrollment microsite, again, that we maintain for you. Um, from here, you can do all sorts of things as well. You can launch to the Voya participant website. If you haven't yet enrolled for your Voya plan, perhaps you're watching this demonstration and you're thinking, wow, I want to get started. I want to save. Show me how I can do this. You can select, begin your Voya plan enrollment here as well. We also have Voya's, contact information if you need some help in troubleshooting, accessing your Voya account for the first time. You can view plan documents, and you can schedule an on-demand meeting with our team as well here on your specific employer of enrollment site. You will have access to Polaris's convenient online scheduling tool, because you might wish to meet with our team, with one of our licensed financial coaches, advisors. If you've gone through this tool and noticed that you have an income shortfall, where do you go from here, right? What do you do? Or perhaps you have another question based on your situation, like other outside accounts, what to do with those outside accounts, or perhaps, just your investment allocation. But again, you'll need to obtain your company's enrollment flyer from your employer, or you can reach out to our service team to obtain that as well at retirementplans@polarisadvisors.net. There are also a whole host of other, podcasts and videos available, again, on demand for you, just covering a wide range of topics. And Voya itself actually has, a great live and on-demand literacy center. All of these resources are accessible to you under the Voya account and education resources tile here in enrollment. So with that concludes our demo for today. And on behalf of our team here at Polaris Advisors, thank you for your time and attention. Hopefully this was helpful to you, and shows you, how you can help solve on demand on your own for planning for your retirement. But please feel free to schedule an on-demand meeting with our team, with one of our licensed financial coaches. Again, you can do so by accessing your company's enrollment site. If you need help accessing your company's enrollment site, you can reach out to our service team at retirementplans@polarisadvisors.net. But we look forward to working with you and helping you on your journey to retirement.